Hi there and welcome on board of the new TRACER 9 GT Plus of Yamaha. This is the newest sport touring machine in the lineup of Yamaha, and I have the great opportunity to test it for just a moment to go here up and down the road in beautiful Sardinia. This one is the very famous SS125, which is a spectacular road to ride. And it's a perfect match for a bike like this, sport touring machine, because usually if you come here, maybe you take the ferry and then you have also to commute a lot, you know, motorways and stuff. And this one will make it very easy to get here, and even though being comfortable, also very sporty for the ride here in the mountains. And the first thing you need to know is why Yamaha made this sport touring machine is because they wanted to extend the product range a bit upwards, so make it more premium, you know, make it a bit more of a competition for the bigger sport tourers, and yeah, and include more tech that you actually need to really increase your touring capabilities even further. So the engine and everything, the electronics package is pretty similar to the currently available TRACER 9 GT, but there are a couple of enhancements, and the most important thing is that new radar system that is included in the front of the bike. I will show that later. And this radar system really enables the bike to see what's in front, which makes it possible to add adaptive cruise control and also a world's first radar linked braking. So you have to imagine this bike has a unified brake system, so the front and the rear brakes are connected, but it's also connected to a hydraulic unit which really applies brake pressure in the best possible way, actually. And that means that you get a couple of advantages. I will try to explain that, but I will have to show it later when we go back riding in the group again, because it's actually pretty difficult to show without being in traffic. This is a great safety feature actually, because once you have the brake control activated, the IMU and the radar work together with the hydraulic unit to really optimize your braking on the bike. And the most important thing is actually if you're close to another rider, if there's a hazard on the road or anything, the radar system will take notice of that, and if it really if it thinks that you are not braking hard enough, it will just apply more brake pressure. And the most important thing there is it will not just in any way apply more brake pressure, it will make it in a controlled way, balanced back and forth. It will also adjust the damping on the semi-active suspension, and yeah, like that your braking gets optimized and it will be much safer. But I will have to show it in a quick demonstration a bit later. Also, what's new, the adaptive cruise control, already mentioned it. How it works is pretty elaborate, I would say. It's not the first bike that has it. There's some Ducatis, some BMWs and some KTMs already benefiting of that system. It's just same as in the car. It measures your distance in front, and then it smartly adapts the throttle and also the brakes to keep the right distance, and also if the car or motorcycle in front of you gets to a standstill, it will assist braking. Now, it's not a fully automated braking system, so you cannot expect it to do all your braking, but it works pretty well. It even works going to a standstill. You just need to be careful. Once you apply the brake yourself, the system is deactivated and it's all on you again. Yeah, but it's pretty elaborate. It works well. I already tried it. in a couple of situations. And what's also important is if the system learns that there's too much G-forces, so they say I guess 0.3 G of G-force is accepted by the system. Once it gets above that threshold, you have to really apply the brake manually, and the display will show it with a big flashy warning icon that you have now to do it yourself, that rider intervention is actually required, which is a nice touch, I think. And you need to be aware that really that system is here to help you, but it does not replace the rider. So I'm looking for a spot to turn now. There's another new addition to the bike, which I can already show you. Now let's say I'm in 5th gear and I want to shift down, but I don't want to let go of the throttle. You can do that now with the 3rd generation quick shifter. It's possible to really shift down without any issue, and it's also the other way around, so if you're decelerating you can also shift up, which makes it quite convenient actually. Now I need to turn, yeah, let's go. Now I will go back up, all clear. So assuming that now I want to decelerate at the same time shift up, you see it's working. It's not that smooth, not comparable with the upshifting or the downshifting in the classic conditions, but it works well, and I think it's a fine addition, especially considering that the cruise control works now until 30 kilometers an hour, which is quite nice. Another thing they changed for the bike is the seat, but I'm now sitting on an accessorized bike with a comfort seat, so I cannot tell you a lot about that. But they told that there are some additional cushions which should make it a lot more comfortable on long distance, you know, commuting. Now I switched the mode. There's 3 pre-programmed riding modes. They got rid of actually that thing, you know, that most of the people didn't like, that overkill of settings that you can do. Yeah, smart what you're doing. But now there's these 3 pre-programmed modes: Street, Sport and Rain. I'm now in a Street mode with a bit softer suspension. Only the Sport mode has the harder suspension, but you feel it straight away. But for roads like this, it's actually a good thing sometimes to have a bit softer suspension, and if you want to go full out, you can still switch to Sport mode. It's a bit more precise in Sport mode, I have to say, especially on the braking. But that's why you have different modes, and there's also the possibility to customize the mode, or even to switch off all the riding aids, which you should never do, because a bike like that with the torque it has benefits of these riding aids, I would say. And obviously there's another thing that was changed: the display. You see it, it's a pretty nice big TFT screen, 7 inches wide. It has connectivity features, so you can connect your smartphone, play your music, connect it with your intercoms and stuff like that, and even more stuff. There's actually also a Garmin motorized app, which is basically a navigation system. I will show it later because right now it's not connected. This has to come with a subscription fee, of course. It's not that high, but some people don't like it. Can't blame anyone for that, but in the end the navigation is for free. You just need the app, so you don't need to buy a navigation system for 1,000 euro or something like that. And the display is pretty nice. There's also the possibility to change the theme, like on the T-Max. That's the most modern one here, you see. You also have a more classical one. I go for the modern one for the last couple of kilometers now. Oh, the shifting is great. The sound is also very nice. I really love it. And it's also a good thing that they actually changed it so that it meets the regulations in some regions in Austria. So the loudness is now 95 decibels at the standstill, which is quite nice. It's present but not too loud, so it's really a fun bike. Here on this bike you see the larger windscreen, which is necessary because it's very windy these days here in Sardinia. It's a nice thing. You can get it as an option. The standard is also already good. You can also adjust it with one hand here. Maybe not while riding sporty, but yeah, you can do it. Oh, there's a goat. Yeah, I hope you liked the scenic route here. I hope you don't mind that we went down and up again, because yeah, why not? It's so nice. And you see how capable that bike is. I'm not breaking a sweat. I mean, it's not super aggressive riding or anything, but it's so smooth, it's so easy to ride with this bike. It's really a great pleasure. And it's also nice looking. I will show that in a minute. Really love everything actually about this one, and I'm actually thinking about getting rid of my Tenere, my XSR 900, and maybe getting one of these once they are really available, because it might be difficult to get one in the first year, because obviously people love the Tracer 9 GT and they will love this one even more because of the added equipment, because of everything that comes with it. It's just a really nice package. You see, shifting down while accelerating because I was in a high gear. Works perfectly fine. Same here, see? Yeah, really reduces human error. So that was my short test ride of the Tracer 9 GT Plus. I will show you a bit more about some of the important features it has with the braking just a couple of minutes down the road, and afterwards also a little walk around of that beautiful, nice bike. So we've got the adaptive cruise control activated right now. It's set to 120, which is too much, but you see they are going about 100, and the system just keeps that speed. And I will accelerate now, I can do that, and you see the system detects, okay, there should be rider intervention because I was much too close, but it handled it well. It was still able to decelerate without my actual input. And if you see now, it just uses the throttle, let go of the throttle to adapt the distance. Now there's another feature. If you want to overtake, you can push the overtake. You can actually use the indicator, and then you see the system now starts to accelerate, but only up to a certain point. So yeah, it's a very complete system. It works well. I really think that this makes life a lot easier for a lot of people, and it's not only a feature, a comfort feature, it's really something that makes your everyday ride a bit more safe in traffic like this. So this is the new Tracer 9 GT Plus. It's a bit accessorized, so I will explain you what is different from the standard version. Of course, the windscreen, already mentioned that. It's a bit wider, it's a bit higher, maybe even a bit more aerodynamic. We have those crash bars, which you don't really need, the radiator cover, aluminum, and the comfort seat. But already the standard seat is more comfortable. This one is also heated. I was not yet able to test that. Of course, you get heated grips as a standard. You see the big display. I'll show you again that you see it. It also has a layer on top that should make it more resistant for glare. With the smartphone it's always a bit different, but it's actually pretty easy to read. Also very much bigger than the standard Tracer 9, which is a nice thing. Not everyone likes the standard screen on the Tracer 9 GT. You also get these beautiful side cases as a standard with 30 liters. It's the same as the Tracer 9 GT. Yeah, but else than that, it's a great looking bike, very capable. Let's just quickly switch it on, because that's always a good thing. So for those who already know the Tracer 9 GT, that's the new generation. It also has this top case carrier as accessorized. Now let's hear it. Beautiful, isn't it? Yeah. So I'll show you the navigation screen. You get there by holding down the home button. Normally it's displays like that. You also have the possibility to display different different information, of course. While holding down the home button here, you go to the navigation if it's connected, and then you see your Garmin navigation on the screen, and you still have the most important information like the mode, the speed, the gear you're in, and everything like that. So it's pretty useful. Then you can, with the stick, you can zoom in and out. See the route we're going on the SS 125, which is a beautiful road. Yeah, pretty neat. Makes it really easy to find your way if you're touring, which is a nice thing.